press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello everyone, we have been discussing about the chapter changes around us, and we also studied key learning points which is related to the chapter and also few examples. See, changes is nothing but a universal law or the law of the nature. See, changes is nothing but the transformation of one thing to the another thing. We say that change will be occur. See, there are different types of changes will be there. For example, reversible change. Reversible change are those change which can be reversed. Like example is the ice gets converted into water and water get converted into water vapor. This is the example of the reversible change. And the irreversible change are those change which can't re-back to the original position or the original thing we can't re-back. For example, burning of paper. See, burning of paper is done with the help of a man or the human beings. If the paper, until and unless we would light up the paper, it will not burn, and afterwards when it starts to burn, the ash is obtained, and this ash we can't re-back to the original paper. See, this is the irreversible change, and some of the changes are harmful to us, whereas some are the beneficial to us. The changes which is utilized or beneficial for the us, we call it as a beneficial process or the useful process, useful change. Example is the ripening of the mango. See, it is the beneficial or useful change. And the next one is the harmful change. Spoiling of the food is nothing but the harmful, or if we take them, many disorders and symptoms will be seen in our body. See, this is all about the different types of changes. Say, a change has been takes place if any of the following will be effect can be seen. One by one I will write on the board. Change in color. See, this is one of the effects which we seen in particular things. Then only we can say that a things or the substance will be changed. Change in size. Change in physical state. Change in hardness. Change in shape. See, one by one. Change in the color, change in the shape, change in the physical state, and change in the hardness, change in the position. Last one is the change in the position. See, a change has been takes place if any of the following effects will be seen, and then we can say that the particular substance or the thing will be changed. See, for example, change in the color. See, change in the color is nothing but the color will be changed. For example, raw mango and the ripened mango. Raw mango is usually green in color. After some times it will turn and converted into the ripened mango, that is yellow in color. See, we can say that a particular things will be changed. And next one is change in the size. This change will be takes place in our body also and our surroundings also. See, if the length of the nail will be increased, then we can say that the change will be takes place. And also the height and width of the body is also a change in the size. And the next one is change in the physical state. As the physical state is nothing but the ice gets converted into water, which is liquid state, and water is get converted into vapor state, which is gaseous state. And this is how change will be takes place in the physical state. Next one is change in the hardness. Example is the batter. Usually for preparing the cake, batter is a smooth and soft will be there, and after baking the batter will be converted into hard. Like that we can say that change is takes place. And next one is the change in the shape. Change in the shape in which buds get converted into flower, we can say that change will be occur and particular thing will be changed. And like that moon, every few days the moon's shape will be changes. First it will be new moon, later gibbous moon and the half moon, and like that full moon will be formed. And this is how we say that the change will be takes place in the moon also. And change in the position. See, change in the position, example is the clock. See, the hand of the clock, every intervals of the time it will move, it changes the position. See, this is how different effects will be seen. Then only we can say that the particular substance or the material will be, or the substance or the thing will be changed. See, this is all about the different effects of things which will be seen. Next we shall move on to the types of changes. Effects of changes is over. Next one is the types of changes. Based on the types of changes, changes can be classified into different types. One by one we will learn, in which first one is the natural change. As the name only indicates that natural, by the nature only these changes will be takes place. See, the changes which is brought about by the nature and on their own it will change, and this change we call it as a natural change. See, natural changes are those changes which is brought about by the nature or by their own it will change. We call it as a natural change. Example for those natural changes are rainfall, earthquake. See, these are the natural changes. In other words, it is called as it is not controlled by the human. We call it as a natural change. Cannot controlled by man is called as natural change. See, natural change examples are change in the season, rainfall, turning of the day and night. See, season wise changes will be takes place. Summer season, winter season, rainy season and also monsoon season. See, this is also a example of a natural change, and also alternation of day and night is one of the example of a natural change. See, this is all about the natural change. Next we shall move on to the man-made change. Man-made change are those change which is brought about by the man is called as man-made change or man-made changes. Human activity, these changes can be takes place. Man-made changes, those changes which is brought about by the human beings or the man, we call it as a man-made changes. Examples for those man-made changes are cooking of food, cutting of paper. These can be controlled by man. We call it as a man-made changes. See, man-made changes are those changes which is brought about by the man, and example for those changes is the cooking of food and the cutting of paper, which can be controlled by the man. We call it as a man-made changes. Next we shall move on to the different types of changes and see some more types of changes. Slow and fast changes. See, slow and the fast changes. Those changes which is the changes, sometimes it is slow in nature, whereas sometimes it is fast in nature. It takes week, hour, week, months, year, etc. See, some of the changes which takes place hour together, months, year, weeks and the minutes together. See, these changes we call it as a slow and the fast changes. Example for those changes are milk set into curd. It takes around 3 hours. See, this is the example for the slow changes. And next one is one revolution of the earth one revolution of earth, one revolution of the earth around the sun, it takes 1 year. 1 year it takes. And growth of a children, it takes several times to become the adult. See, growth of a children, it takes the several years to become an adult, and like that different examples will be there. Plants buried into the soil, it takes 1000 years to form a coal. Plants buried see, these are all the examples for the slow and the fast changes. Same milk set into curd, it takes around 3 hours, and one revolution of the earth around the sun, it takes 1 year, and the growth of the children, it takes the several years to become an adult, and the plants buried in the soil, it takes 1000 years to become or to form a coal. So these are all the changes which we seen under the heading slow and the fast changes. Some of the changes is so fast that it is impossible or it is difficult for measuring the time taken. See, for example, examples is the bursting of balloon. Breaking of glass, and the next one is lightning up of matchstick. Lightning up of a matchstick. See, these are the changes which takes place, and these changes is so fast and so quick that it is difficult for us to measure the time taken. See, bursting of the balloon is so fast that we can't even measure this time taken, and the breaking of the glass and the lighting up of a matchstick. See, these are the fast changes which we seen under the heading slow and the fast changes. Next we shall move on to the activity, which is related to the heading soft, slow and the fast changes. By classifying the different objects and different changes according to the on the basis of the slow and the fast changes. See, one by one I will write on the board. Changes here, slow and fast. In which first one is falling of stone. Falling of stone is a fast change. I will put a right mark here, and the blinking of eyes digestion of food in our body, and next one is the say blinking of eyes is a very fast change and digestion of food is a slow change, and bursting of a air bubble is a fast change. See the changes, these changes in which some of them are slow change and some of them are fast change. Falling of the stone is a fast change, blinking of the eye is a fast change, and the digestion of food in our body is a slow process, and the bursting of the air bubble is a fast change. And some more examples are there. Germination of seed. Germination of seed is also a, I will write here slow as well as the fast. Germination of seed is a slow process. And also changes in size of human. Changes in size of human is also a slow process. See, these are all the different examples. Some of them are slow process, whereas some of them are fast changes will be takes place. Falling of the stone is a fast change, and the blinking of eyes is also a fast change, where fraction of a second we can blink out and blinking, and digestion of food in our body is also a slow process. Bursting of the air balloon is a bubble is a fast change, and the germination of seed is a slow process. Change in the size of a human is also a slow process where growth and development will be takes place. See, this is all about the slow and the fast changes. Next we shall move on to the periodic and non-periodic motion. Periodic and non-periodic change. periodic and non-periodic change. See, in periodic change, those changes which repeat themselves after regular interval of time, we call it as a periodic change. Those changes which repeat themselves after regular interval of time is called as periodic change. See, periodic change is nothing but those changes which repeat themselves after a regular interval of time is called as periodic change. Example of the sieving needle. During the sieving machine, the needle will be move at a periodic time. Regular interval it will move, slowly it will move, and also at regular interval repeat themselves. And a simple pendulum, for example here periodic motion means periodic change will be takes place after each interval of the time, the changes will be occur. See, this is the examples for the, see, I will write one example here. Formation of day and night. Each interval of the time it will repeat themselves. Example is the formation of the day and night. This is the periodic change. And the non-periodic change, those changes which do not repeat themselves after regular interval of the time, we call it as a non-periodic change. After regular interval of time. Example for those changes are earthquake, example for those changes are volcano, earthquake and the floods. And the natural disasters are the examples for the non-periodic change. See, this is all about the different types of changes. In next class we will learn more about the different types of examples or different types of changes. See, in which in today's class we will learn about the different types of changes, in which natural change, man-made change and the slow and the fast change, and the periodic and the non-periodic change we will discuss here. Periodic changes are those changes which repeat themselves after each interval of the time, we call it as a periodic change. And examples for the formation of the day and the night is the example for periodic change, and the non-periodic change we do not repeat themselves, and here after regular interval of the time it will not repeat. Example is the volcano, earthquake and also natural disaster. These are all the examples for the non-periodic change. This is all about the different types of changes. Thank you.